Very important homeopathic medicine, that is Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus Pinnatus. So basically in this video we will discuss about what are the 12 special centers of sphere of actions of Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus Pinnatus, on human body. So let's start our today's video, that is homeopathic medicine Pilocarpus Pinnatus, or you can say Jaborandi. So Jaborandi or Pilocarpus is a very powerful glandular stimulant and the most efficient diaphoretic. Pilocarpus most important effect and meiosis, hot flushes, nausea, salivation and produce perspiration. The face, ears and neck become in a few minutes after a dose of Pilocarpus deeply flushed, and drops of perspiration break out all over the body, while at the same time the mouth waters and saliva pours out in an almost continuous stream. Other secretions, lacrimal, nasal, bronchial and intestinal, are also there, but in very less degree. So as you can see here on the screen, we have provided a picture of Pilocarpus Pinnatus or These are the various potentized medicines which are made from is available. So they are in 30 ch, they are in 200, they are in 1 m potency, and also in the mother tincture form and in oil forms. So these are the various potentized medicines which are made by Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus plant. Now next, we have made a very beautiful mnemonic for you guys to remember this very important medicine, that is Jaborandi, for permanent in your memory, for permanently. So mnemonic for remembering Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus Pinnatus. So you can see here Jaborandi. So J stands for Jaborandi has marked action on premature hairs and gray hairs. Then A, it stands for asthma with profuse expectorations. B stands for bright disease. O stands for organs of excitosecretory nerves. R stands for renal dropsy. A stands for alopecia areata. N stands for nausea, which is slight. D stands for diabetes insipidus and dementia. I stands for intermittent fever. So this was all about the mnemonic. I hope you guys will like this mnemonic and will remember this for permanently in your memory, for better remembrance of Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus Pinnatus. Now the very important part of this video, that is 12 special centers of sphere of actions of Jaborandi on human body. Now one by one we will talk about those special 12 centers of Pilocarpus Pinnatus on human body. So let's start. So the first center of sphere of action of Jaborandi on human being is glandular system. So let's talk about it. So the two most marked physiological effects of Jaborandi are sweating and salivation. These effects are produced with promptness and to a degree unequaled by other known drugs. According to Professor H.C. Wood, he says, when an infusion of from 60 to 90 grains of Jaborandi is given to an adult, in about 10 minutes the face and the necks become deeply flushed, and free perspiration and salivation commences. After a hypodermic injections of alkaloid, the symptoms commences in and from 2 to 6 minutes. The sweating begins on the face. Both it and the salivations are excessively profuse and last from 3 to 5 hours. And the pulse is usually more or less quickened, as is also frequently the respiration. After the sweating has ceased, the patient is left more or less exhausted. The nasal and lacrimal secretions are also very generally increased. So this is how Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus pinnatus, acts upon the first special center of sphere of action on human body, that is glandular. Now the second center of sphere of action of Jaborandi on human beings, that is mammary glands, or you can say mammies. So let's talk about it. So this remedy greatly promotes the secretions of the milk, that is colostrum, and may be called a true galactagogue. One would think from its causing such profuse discharges from the skin and salivation and salivary glands that the secretion of the milk would be tested instead of increased. According to Dr. Ringer, he has used Jaborandi with success to increase the secretion. He says he has used a fluid extract of this drug successfully in a case of deficiency in the secretion of milk in a nursing woman. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon mammary glands. Now the third special center of sphere of action of Jaborandi is on kidneys, that is urinary system. So according to doses, it acts as a diuretic, but usually the urine is not increased and the urea is greatly diminished. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon the kidneys. Now the next sphere of action of Jaborandi is on heart and circulation. That is, we are talking about here CVS, that is circulatory system, or you can say cardiovascular system. So let's talk about it, that how Jaborandi acts upon heart and circulation. So in the human subject, Jaborandi always quickens the pulse, and my original assertions on this point having been subsequently abundantly confirmed. Strange to say, according to Dr. Langley, he finds that it slows the heart of warm-blooded animals and frogs. The pulse is increased in man from 40 to 50 beats, the accelerated rate continuing more than 4 times. At the same time, the pulse is weaker. Jaborandi slows and at last arrests the heart of the frogs, whether injected under the skin or applied directly to the heart. The heart stops in wide diastole. Mr. Langley's experiment lead him to conclude that Jaborandi slows and arrests the heart by stimulating the same apparatus that atropina, as in case of belladonna, paralyzes, and so quickens the heart, namely the intracardiac inhibitory apparatus. Have you heard about the Ringer solution? If you will put the heart of a frog in the Ringer solution, Ringer lactate solution, then the heart will still work. It will still alive. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon heart and circulation, that is CVS. Now the next special center of sphere of action of Jaborandi is on temperature. So let's talk about it. So the action of this drug, that is Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus pinnatus, upon the temperature is well marked. According to Mr. Robin, he affirms that before and during early stages of the sweating from Jaborandi, the temperature rises 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit, but afterwards falls as much below the normal point and remains depressed for 1 to 2 days. This primary rise of temperature has been noted by other observers also, but is certainly frequently absent altogether. The subsequent fall of the temperature seems to be a very constant phenomenon when the action of the Pilocarpus pinnatus is sufficiently severe. It probably depends in great part or altogether upon the loss of heat during the sweating. So this was all about how Pilocarpus pinnatus acts upon the temperature. Now next sphere of action of Jaborandi is on digestive organs. Yes, we are talking about here GIT, gastrointestinal tract. So let's talk about it. So the profuse salivations has already been fully noted. Through a fistula in a dog's stomach, it has been noted that Jaborandi greatly increases the secretions of the stomach, and the biliary secretions appear to be lessened. Through its action upon the vagi, it not unfrequently excites nausea and vomiting. These sickness can be accounted for at least in part from the large quantity of saliva swallowed. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon digestive organs. Now next center of sphere of action of Jaborandi is on cerebrospinal system. So let's talk about it. So this drug, that is Pilocarpus pinnatus, or you can say Jaborandi, is a feeble narcotic, as shown by stupor. Drowsiness is probably not due to a direct action of the remedy on the cerebrum, but to the greatly diminished vascular tonus and to the loss of fluid from the vessels. It often produces frontal headache with vertigo. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon CNS. Now next special center of sphere of action is motor system. So in men, muscular trembling has been observed during the action of Jaborandi, but it is doubtful whether they are due to direct action of the remedy or what else. In the frog, there seem to be very slow loss of the reflex activities. On the whole, the evidence points to the drug as having very little influences over the muscular or the motor nervous system. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon motor system. Now next special center of sphere of action is on ocular system. So we are talking here about eyes, human eyes. Now let's talk about it. So the action of pilocarpine upon the eyes is strongly marked and of great value to the oculist. When applied to the eyes, pilocarpine produces great contractions of the pupil, tensions of the accommodative apparatus, and according to Mr. Tweedy, he says that there is impairment of the vision due to benumbing of the retina. No characteristic or constant change in the fundus of the eye has been observed on ophthalmoscopic examination. So this is how Jaborandi acts markedly on ocular system, or you can say human eyes. Now the next very important center of sphere of action of Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus pinnatus, is on scalp. So let's talk about it. So according to Dr. Skimes, he made a hypodermic injections of Pilocarpus in 2 ophthalmic cases. On account of its power of absorbing morbid products, and witnessed in both cases a fresh growth of young hairs in persons who had been bald for years. So yes, it works very nicely for alopecia, for premature hair, for gray hairs also. And it also plays a very important role for the thickening of the hairs. So it's a very excellent medicine, that is Jaborandi or Pilocarpus pinnatus, for hair problems or problems related to your scalp. So it works excellently upon scalp. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon scalp. Now, next special center of sphere of action of Jaborandi is on uterus. So let's talk about it. So many physicians believe that pilocarpine has decided, but this physiological fact, the subcutaneous injections of high made during pregnancy excites the uterus to contract. If the injections be given in the first stage of the labor, it stimulates uterine contractions, and in cases of a normal labor where uterine contractions are not strong enough, this drug, that is Pilocarpus pinnatus, may be given successfully. So yes, it has a marked action on uterus, especially in case of parturition in labor stages. So this is how Jaborandi acts upon the uterus. Now, our last special center of sphere of action, that is lungs. So let's talk about it. So through the big eyes, the bronchial mucous membrane is stimulated to increased secretions. Jaborandi doesn't act on children with the same power that it does on adults. Consequently, they require larger doses. All about for today. In today's video, we have discussed about what are the 12 special centers of sphere of action of Jaborandi, or you can say Pilocarpus pinnatus, on human body, especially on the scalp. So that's all for today. See you guys in our next video. Till then, stay connected with us. For more videos like this, don't forget to press the bell icons for more updates. And don't forget to comment and subscribe our channel for more videos. And yes, thanks for watching our video.